don't know if you saw this clip. This was going around yesterday. So this gentleman, Richard Stewart, is a State Department spokesperson. So now you have to understand a little background about this clip. So no one in the mainstream news media ever asks or answers the question, why are we selling $100 billion in arms to Saudi Arabia? And why are we angry at Iran? Why is Iran our enemy? Nobody ever asks those questions. They just start from Iran's our enemy and Saudi Arabia is our friend. They never say why. Iran is our enemy. The government of Iran is our enemy, not the people. The government of Iran is the enemy of the government of America. Because in the 50s, Iran had a democratically elected government. And the president was a guy named Mossadegh, right? And he wanted to expand democracy all over the Mideast. That was his plan. He wanted to take American-style democracy, Mossadegh in Iran, and spread it around the Middle East. Well, guess who didn't want that to happen? The CIA. The CIA didn't want that to happen because it's hard to control democracies. They can do whatever they want. In fact, they can take their natural resources and keep it for their own people and not let Western corporations come and take it and exploit it and sell it for themselves. In fact, that's what they were going to do, Iran. So at the behest of oil companies and stuff, the CIA overthrew the democratically elected government in Iran, Mossadegh. They overthrew him, installed the Shah of Iran. You know this, right, Steve? The Shah of Iran. And the Shah of Iran was a dictator who ruled brutally. People didn't like him. They finally overthrew him with the Ayatollah Khomeini. So that galvanized the religious people with the revolutionaries, and they overthrew the puppet that our government installed in Iran called the Shah. So that's how this all happened, right? So that's how they became our enemy, because they got pissed off that we overthrew their democratically elected government and installed a right-wing dictator puppet. That's why no one ever tells you that in the news. Steve, why do you think we're friends with Saudi Arabia?
They're good guys. Only 19 out of the 21 bombers.
16, I think.
I'm sorry, 16, 17, 19.
Something like that.
Matter,
of the 9/11 bombers.
Many teens of the bombers on 9/11 were Saudis.
We're Saudis. Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden, he's a Saudi.
What?
Saudis spread Wahhabism.
Yeah.
Saudis like to persecute gays, and they persecute
behead
women.
in the streets.
They execute a ton of people.
Women can't drive.
Yeah, so the Saudis are brutal. Brutal regime.
Brutal theocracy.
Yes.
Oppressive, brutal theocracy. Saudi Arabia, and they don't have elections, right? Saudi Arabia doesn't have elections. They have a dictatorship. Iran actually has elections. Right? So that's why you need to know. So our enemy in the Mideast, Iran, they actually have democratic elections. Our friend, Saudi Arabia, unbelievably abusive theocracy, oppressive dictatorship, oppresses women, oppresses gays, minorities, kills them, beheads people in the street.
They actively propagate, promote, and export a virulent strain of Islam called Wahhabism, which is really the basis for a lot of the terrorism. This jihad against the West, all of that, it's from the poison from Wahhabism, and that's all funded really by the Saudis.
Yeah, so the Saudis fund ISIS.
They fund it. They are friends with them. Look, their whole thing is this, okay? So Saudi Arabia is dependent on oil for everything, and the Saudi royal family gets to keep all of it. And they don't really share with the rest of the population, so the people will be pissed. The Saudi royal family has done nothing to earn that wealth. They don't do anything. They are basically corpulent, disgusting people who have all this money and power.
And power because of oil.
So
because we prop them up with our military.
Yes, and in any other setting, they will be overthrown. There will be a revolution. So what they have to do is distract people. So they tell their people it's the West, it's the Jews, it's everyone else, okay? But they also hate the Shia of Iran. So the Saudis are Sunnis. So that country is deeply problematic in so many ways. And the fact that we're so in bed with them causes us to do very, very bad things.
Here's why we're friends with Saudi Arabia. It's all about this clip coming up, right? So I'm going to play this clip. It's a remarkable clip.
Well, you were over there. The secretary criticized the conduct of the Iranian elections and Iran's record on democracy. He did so standing next to Saudi officials. How do you characterize Saudi Arabia's commitment to democracy? And does the administration believe that democracy is a buffer or barrier or against extremism?
I think what we'd say is that at this meeting, we were able to make significant progress with Saudi and GCC partners in both making a strong statement against extremism and also putting in place certain measures through this GCC mechanism where we can combat extremism. Clearly, one source of extremism, one terrorism threat is coming from Iran. And that's coming from a part of the Iranian apparatus that is not at all responsive to its electorate. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's hilarious.
That's
awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's freaking great. Hey, are you sick and tired of corporate Democrats? So are we. So why not become a member of the Young Turks and help us say no to corporate money? If you become a member, it helps support shows like the Aggressive Progressives who are pissed off at corporate Democrats. Go to tytnetwork.com/join. It's only $10 a month. It helps keep us independent and keep bringing you the truth.